All right. Hello, welcome everyone to tonight's encounter. And you're joining, this is Adrian joining from Abuja, Nigeria. And with me, we have the likes of Tommy joining from Ontario, Canada. We have David Sonic Vegeta joining in from Ontario, Canada as well. And we have Kodiva joining in from Texas, United States, and there is Samuel in the building joining also from Ontario, Canada. Welcome everyone to tonight's encounter. And tonight we're going to build a new project and it's called the Mess Game. I'm super excited with the projects we have done so far. This one also is an amazing one as well. And we have so much run away from scratch. So far, we've been using the MIT App Inventor and we have grown to like it and we've even grown to love it as well. Kodiva even asked, why can't we build on the MIT App Inventor? Please, Scratch is also as wonderful tool as also. Please, Kodiva, try as much as possible for us to see your face. Though I know something might be happening behind the hiding of the camera, but please make sure that we see your face. Thank you very much. So guys, I'll be sharing my screen as well. I'll be starting the screen sharing and I will make sure everyone code along. Everyone, see, this project is hands-on. You have to bring out your creative mind, need to bring out how to design the walls, the brick walls of your maze game, and you're going to see it live and direct. So anything I do, make sure you pay attention, focus on it, and see how it goes for you. Please, I'm asking you, I'm begging you as well. Take charge, look at the screen carefully, and you're going to make sure you get the best out of it. So very soon you'll be seeing my screen and I'll be sharing it right now. I need to also share the sound if need possible. So I believe you can see my screen and Kodiva, I've told you, I've warned you severally, I'm going to evict you right now. Let me remove you from this meeting and I'm going to report to your father immediately. All right, so make sure you try to discipline yourself right now. It's just few minutes for the class, just few minutes. We have just 10 minutes and we are done. Okay, so let's go to the project. Let's see what we can do. And let me create a new one myself. So I can go to file and I click new. Okay, Samuel.
Are we doing levels?
Yes, we'll have levels for these particular ones. There will be levels, a lot of levels for us to see. As complicated as it's going to be, we're going to add different levels to it. Yes, they will. Okay, so I can name this. I name this maze game, right? Yes, that's my own version of it. Enter. Okay, so the next one is going to be, please pay attention. So let me try to make sure that I am okay. Okay. So let's see how it goes right now. The first thing we're going to look at is how are we going to actually say, okay, let's create a backdrop that has the different, what do you call it, the different obstructions, obstacles that the particular sprite is going to be moving ahead. And first of all, how do we do that? By going to the backdrops, and we're not choose a backdrop, we are painting our backdrop. So we click on it and we go here, we come here and look at, there are two things. So I'll decide to delete the first one here, and I can decide to use any color for my my obstacle. So I decide to use, I love blue so much. So I can decide to use blue. I can decide to make it a fancy kind of blue, and or anyone you want to use, it's left for you. Okay, then my outline, I can decide to also make my outline more of like a green kind of soul, or also blue, but it's not necessary, it's not really that necessary for me. I can decide to just, okay, so let's see how it goes. So I go to my rectangle and I click on it, and you can see I'm already creating something already. I decide to drag it and drop it. Okay. You can see I can decide to keep it there. This one will be here, or I can decide to start here. Okay. And this sprite, I need to delete it first. So delete it. And also I need to bring a sprite that I want to use, and I choose to use the chick. So I need to use chick. So I bring chick here. So it means that whenever I start, I want it to start here, and I don't, the size is looking a bigger little, so I can decide to reduce it to, let's say, 80. Please take note of this. Enter. Okay. Another thing, I go back to my backdrop, and I click on backdrop painting, and I continue my drawings. I click on the rectangle, and the next thing is for me to create another obstruction here. So I can decide to choose here. Okay, I can also decide to choose something here. Okay, these are my obstructions. So I can also decide to, okay, this one is, it's not necessary. I go back, redo, and I come to select, and I want to make sure that this one is found to be the same. So I make them together, and I drag them. I can decide to drag it here. I'm looking for where this thing will pass now. It seems this one is too close, so I drag it a little bit closer, and make, also do this one a little, and also this one as well. Okay, can also make this one this way. Can also drag this one as well a little. Can see what I'm doing here. Okay, another one, I'll create another one soon. Maybe I use in this place, maybe here a little. And I drag it here. Okay, you can decide to bring another one here. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Then also can decide to draw another evil one here, something that can catch it up here. Okay, after that, I need to make sure that I bring another color that changes. That's when you enter, you can get to the next level. So I choose to use green. I think sometimes green is always an indication. So I go back to this. I don't need to select that again. So I leave that place, and I go back to, remember, see the error I could have just done now. So I make sure that none is selected before I change the color to green. Okay, so now I go back to my rectangle tool, and I draw a green box here that will allow us to go to the next level. Okay, you can make yours as complicated as you want it to be, but that's amazing. Okay, so now we are through with a little bit of what we want to do. The next thing is, how do we move this sprite to wherever we want it to go? Okay, so we start by saying code. First of all, we always want it to move some steps. So let's see how it moves at some point. Oh, we'll observe something right now, which is not supposed to be so. I don't know if anybody observes anything. Can you say something? What is wrong with our game right now? Any observations? What should this chick not do? Okay, can see Kodiva. Kodiva, what should the chick not do? And also Tommy as well.
The chicken should not do, it should not go on the blue thing.
Okay, Tommy, what's yours?
The same thing, it's supposed to go around it.
Okay.
So we probably have to code that. And
All right, thank you very much for that. I'm going to take note of that immediately. So that's exactly what it means. Well done, guys, for at least attempting that. I think I just saw something. I want to change something. I want to make this one here. Sorry. I want to make this particular one. I want to select it. I want to move it to this particular place. So it will be, I want it to be here, little, then this one should be here. That means you need to pass. I want us to pass here. Can't pass, you have to pass through here. So let's see how it's gonna go. Yes, I like it that like this. Okay. So what we're going to go back to the cheek. Go back to the cheek right now and say, okay, what are we supposed to do? It should not go beyond this. Fantastic. But that will be done in the next class. But first of all, I want you to observe something. If we point in direction, remember what it means to point in direction. It means to go to a particular direction. So if I drag in point in direction and I fix it here and I change it to this, if you check here, the check comes down and changes the direction of which it's supposed to go to, which makes a whole lot of sense. But what I want to do right now is that I do not want my cheek to come down in this formation all the time. I don't want it to rotate in any point. I want it to always make sure it maintains its left and right position. Even when it's coming down, it's going to come down in a left and right position. So where do I go? I go to direction and I click on left and right. So by the time I do that, even when I come down, it's still doing the same thing. Also the same thing with, even if I point in forward direction and I move 10 steps, it goes in that way. Even if I change it to minus 90 and I move it, you can see it turns left and goes back. That's what I want to do. Even when I put it in 0, which is up, so I'm going to do what? It's still going to do what? Go that way. That's what I want. So well done, guys. See what you're going to do. You have less than 5 minutes to make this happen. So you don't need to put the codes. Just bring in the cheek and design your blocks of codes now. You have 5 minutes to do that. Okay, your hands are raised. Okay, Tommy. Tommy, okay, Kodiva, your hand is still raised.
Do we have to make a sprite a chicken?
No, anything you want to use, but make sure it's small enough for it to pass through what you want to build. All right, so I've stopped my screen sharing. Kodiva, your hand is still raised. Okay. So you can bring in the best of your designing anyhow you want to design yours, make it look wonderful. It can be better than mine, can be wonderful and greater than mine, but make sure you use a sprite that looks relatable to what we want to build. Don't go and bring in something that will be quite weird. So with this particular encounter, take your time. You have limited time. Everyone, please share your screen. I can only see Tommy's screen right now. Well done, Tommy. I'm seeing your work, but try to space them so that the obstacle that you have will be able to pass through each of those corners. So well done, everyone, for trying it out. So I'd like to see your work in the next class. That will be on Saturday. I think I will have to host a separate class with you guys so that I'll be able to take charge of everyone's learning, because this try to make your blocks smaller in width and try to reduce it to not be that big, because we want the bird to actually pass through all these corners and get to the final destination for another level. So I would like to see it in the next class. Do you have any questions, guys? David, do you have any questions?
No.
Samuel? Samuel?
No.
Tommy? Tommy?
No.
Okay. Kodiva?
No, I don't have any questions.
All right, thank you guys. I'll see it on, I would like to see what you've come up with on Saturday. Do you understand? Just go through it, make sure it seems like something can pass through and get to the final block, which will go to another level. As we get to each level, it gets becoming tougher and tougher. All right, thank you guys, and bye for now. I have to go